In this lesson, we are going to model the pin and the mortise to the wing. Now, the toughest part about doing this, to be perfectly frank, isn't the modeling. It's the figuring out how many edges are and how to align them with your with the top here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and isolate select, because we don't have to worry about. I'm going to isolate select these two in my perspective view. I don't have to worry about the drawing. It's basically how far this pin's going to go and how many edges I'm going to need to put in here. I do know, however, that I'm going to want at least one here and at least one on each side. So let me bring up my cut tool and hold down the shift key and do it from the front view, like so. I'll go ahead and select this and then do it again. I want to make sure I don't get any of the landing gear itself in there. There we go. Perfect. All right, so that gives me a pretty good start. And what I'm going to do next, I'm going to go ahead and turn on my wireframe on shaded. And let's see. So I've got one that'll match up with that one. Turn off X-ray. That'll match up there. That'll match there. That'll match there. I'm going to need at least one going across here. Okay, which I can make pretty easily. I'll do that about right there. And I'm thinking I may need another coming across here. And then maybe one more there. Let's see. Okay, so I may have too many. If that's the case, getting rid of them is just every bit as easy. I'll double click there and double click there and just press Control Delete. All right, so what I'm going to do, again, I can also make those later. I'm going to click right at the corner here. I'm going to click there, and it's going to go right through the edge. Zoom in closer, like so. Click on the corner. It does do a very good job of cutting on a face. Does the multi-cut tool, I have to say. Okay, we'll cut right there and cut to there. Hit return, and we'll line these up. So, and like so. Cut that there. Okay, and I can see that I'm probably going to need at least one more edge going to there and to there. And that's okay, because now that I've got them, once I've cut those edges, these basically are loops anyway. All right, so now I will go to faces. And I figure it's going to be easier to match up the edges on the wing than it will be to match up those edges and trying to increase and decrease edges on my landing gear. So I delete. When I do that, I know I've got another group of polygons inside of there. I'll go back to X-ray and show you what I mean, because all I did is I went around the edges. So I'll just double click on that and select that piece and hit delete. All right, so why am I doing this? Well, I'm doing it at this stage, as I said, to make sure I've got enough edges in my wing to conform to what I've got in my landing gear. And I've got the end cap. I got that there, that'll go there. That may go there. That one goes there. This one actually needs to be moved, except for it's not going to move. Actually, this one can be moved. Move that edge over. It's worth taking the time at this particular point in time rather than trying to wait until you actually do need to move everything up. Or wait until you do need to attach things. So I check, I've got 5, that's right. I can move that one back. So 5, move that there. I just need to get them close. Doesn't need to be perfect. Okay, great. So I think I've gotten, whoops, forgot to join up that corner there. So we'll just do that right quick. There. All right, so now I should be good to go. What I'm going to do next is now I'm going to model the pin, but I don't have to worry about my wing anymore. So I'm going to go to Show, Isolate, Select, View Selected, and one more time. All right, so now all I've got to do is worry about this edge here, or basically making my pin. So to do that, I'm going to go ahead and change my axis to normal because I don't want to change the shape here. I'm just going to make this pin really quickly. I'm going to take these faces and I'm going to extrude them in right quick to begin my fence. Oh, I've lost my... Try that one more time. That's decided it's not. I'll try the 0.01. There. And then I'll extrude again. Pull this up into that wing. And now I'll flatten out that extrusion. I'll do it one more time. See now if it'll let me do the offset. There we go. There. All right. Even though it did hide the rest of the pin, that's okay. I can still go in. And even though it's giving me those, that's fine. Go to Isolate, Select, View Selected, and we can look, because I'm going to have to do this anyway, so I'll select this piece right there. I'll grab the wheel as well and move the whole assembly down. Center my pivot. World. Let's move that down. Okay, so there's my pin. Hit 3 and it looks pretty good. I can go to my edge and double click, go all the way around it, and I can do throw a bevel on there if I want to. If I want it sharper, I'll go to Edit Mesh, choose Bevel. Now it's really sharp. That'll work. And then I can go to Faces. And what I'll do is I'll do what I've done before. And again, I'm having trouble getting everything lined up the way I want it. I'll just grab these 6 faces and I'll press Shift period. 1, 2, 3, 4, and go all the way to that point right there, right before the bevel. I don't want the bevel. And I'll go to Mesh Tools, Edit Mesh, and I'm going to go down to Faces. It's off camera. Let me see if I can bring it on camera. Edit Mesh Faces, Duplicate. And I will pull this up. Nope. Click on the toggle and then pull it up. There we go, until it gets close. Ooh, that's annoying. One more time. Pull that up. Let go. There we go. All right, so now what I'm going to do is, of course, we have to take this piece right here and reverse my normals. There we go. And so now I've got those pieces squared away. And I can grab these two pieces of geometry and I'll edit, delete by type history, and then I will mesh combine. And now it's just a matter of grabbing my vertices and using my merge vertex or target weld tool. Sometimes it doesn't work, in which case I'll just select these two and press merge. In fact, I'm tempted just to do that anyway. And that is basically making sure I've only got two at a time. I've got to watch it somewhat carefully so that it doesn't connect too many. Just go all the way around. And what we've done in this video basically is we've created, see there I've got three. One in the center needs to go away. There we go. And we'll just go right around. And because we put in a little bit of time at the beginning here and made sure things lined up properly, counted our points, not the most artistic thing in the world to do, but it works. Go. Nope, since I've got three. I mean, I can get away probably by clicking on it, but then it's going to give me this distance threshold. And whenever I play with that, you always run the risk of it snapping that vertex to it as well. So you got to be kind of careful with that. When you delete history, that'll go away and you'll be fine. And you can, as long as you make sure you only have two selected, this works great. And that's kind of what you do when the target weld tool isn't quite behaving the way you want it to. Sometimes that happens. There's the one that got selected. Because the default on that is to automatically merge two. There we go. And with that, we're good to go. We've created our landing gear and the pinhole and the whole bit. And now we have pretty much created our geometry. In the next movie, we'll create the cockpit, and then we will be ready to UV map and mirror our geometry.